Hi everyone, so I thought I would show you the VW ID7. Don't know if you're familiar with this, but this is one of VW's new executive saloons. Also comes in a estate version, and this one has got an advantage over the Tesla Model 3 and the Ioniq 6 and other executive saloons because it's got a hatchback rather than a saloon rear boot door, so you can get more stuff in. Quite a nice looking car. They want 50 grand for it new, although I'll show you how much discount they're going to give you. This is the Pro version with a 77 kilowatt hour battery, the sort of standard range if you like, and they've got a larger 80 something kilowatt hour battery for the long range. An EV database reckons the real range for this is 300 miles, and you can see if it's -10, this is the highway cold weather figure, and you're on the motorway, that's 210 miles. If it's summer and you're going just around town, you're going to get about 425 miles more than you would ever need, and has a charging rate in the rare occasions when you will need to charge it away from home of 190 kilowatts on DC, so you can go from 10 to 80% in 27 minutes. So I challenge anyone to stop for lunch or a pee at a motorway service station and not need that much time. But let's show you how much VW want for that on PCP. So I've put in my mileage and over 3 years just for comparison. Can't get the deposit thing to work, but you'll be paying around 600 a month. How much it would be if you take off that 7 grand deposit, I'm not entirely sure, but I won't get my calculator up and muddle the video, but it'd be more than that, wouldn't it? You might be talking more like £800 a month, even with this £5,000 deposit off. So 45 grand a car rather than 50, but still a lot. Now, how much can you lease that on the open market? Well, Lease Loco is just a lease comparison site. For the same figures, 3 years, they're going to give it for 553, so that's much cheaper. So they're clearly giving lease companies a bigger discount, which is wonderful. And if I go into edit lease, you can see how much you can save if you go 4 years. So you can make that cheaper by £16 a month. You can add a deposit if you want to, or you can take off miles to see how much less it would be. So if you only need 5,000 miles, take over £100 off, etc., etc. Now, let's have a look at the NHS Fleet Solutions one. So this is the larger battery. Let's select some paintwork. You get a full selection of all the paint you want. So I quite like blue. Which one should we go with? Aquamarine or stonewash? No idea. Here you go, and let's have a look at the options you can choose. So you might want a cable if you want to have a 3-pin plug cable. That's 200 quid. If you want a tow bar, that's £1,000. If you want a heat pump, that's £1,000. That just essentially means you use less energy to heat the car in winter. And if you want bigger alloy wheels, so we'll just go, what do I want? Yeah, maybe I would want that for camping. Do I want a heat pump? Yeah, let's put that on. This is the expensive version anyway. Let's get a quote. You have to put your exact salary into these things, so get that from your pay slip. I'm a final year reg at 80%. Other NHS staff could use this. If you're other allied health professionals, if you're a nurse or if you're a consultant, the savings that you'll see on this lower bit will change. So this will be the same, the gross monthly salary sacrifice, but your savings will alter depending on how much you earn. The more you earn or the biggest tax bill you have, the more you could possibly save. And that comes out as your final price. So this is the most expensive an ID7 could be. It's quite a lot of money, but not the worst. So let's have a look at some of the other options. So this is the standard range, but it's got a lot of interior options and exterior options and the panoramic roof. Again, you can choose your paint, and this is just cloth seats. And again, you can add things like your tow bar, etc. Let's leave them off this one and see how much that would come out to. And it's a reasonably responsive website. You don't have to wait too often. and for essentially just the lower range car, £500 a month versus £570. So shall we go back to the EV database and we'll get off the ad and let's see if we can find the Pro S. So essentially the Pro S is the longer battery, and for that you're getting 325 mile real range. That's an extra 30 mile range. So in highway in the winter they went down to 210, whereas this is staying at 230. And in mild weather, cruising around town, commuting, you would get 465. Again, more than anyone would ever need to know. Ever anyone would need. These are kind of crazy big batteries and crazy long ranges. Yes, sweetie. And there you go, Grumpus. And there you can see your DC charging if this is something that you're going to use. I very rarely use this, only a handful of times a year, less than 5 times a year, so it's really not as important as people might stress. But you get 200 kilowatt DC charging, which is really good, and charging up from 10 to 80% in 26 minutes. So that is quite good, really. Can't knock that at all. So yeah, let me know if you think the ID7 is an interesting car. I think it really is. I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, it would be a competitor for the Tesla Model 3 long range, the Ioniq 6, maybe the BMW i4 or i5, depending on if you're happy to go with a VW brand rather than the more premium BMW. Let me know what you think. Is there anything more you'd want to know about this car or see on the options? Thank you very much. See you next time, guys.